Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. First off, don't panic. A misfire simply means that one or more of your engine's cylinders isn't firing correctly. Think of your engine as a team of rowers. When everyone is rowing in sync, the boat glides smoothly. But if one or two rowers miss a stroke, the whole boat starts to jerk and lose power. That's essentially what a misfire feels like in your car. You might notice a rough idle hesitation when you accelerate a flashing check engine light, or even a smell of unburnt fuel from the exhaust. The word random is the key part of the P0300 code. If you had a code like P0301, P0302, and so on, that would point to a specific cylinder, cylinder 1, cylinder 2, etc. But P0300 means the engine's computer is seeing misfires happening across multiple cylinders, and it can't pin it down to just one. This tells us the problem is likely something that affects the entire engine, not just a single component on one cylinder. So, where do we start looking? The most common culprits for a P0300 code are usually related to the three things an engine needs to run: spark, fuel, and air. Let's start with the ignition system. Worn-out spark plugs are a classic cause. If your plugs are old, they can't create a strong enough spark to ignite the fuel properly. The same goes for spark plug wires or ignition coils. Over time, they can degrade and fail to deliver the high voltage needed. So, a good first step is always to check the age and condition of your spark plugs and wires. If they're due for a change, that's often a simple and effective fix. Next, let's talk about the fuel system. If the engine isn't getting the right amount of fuel, it can definitely cause random misfires. This could be due to a clogged fuel filter, which restricts fuel flow to the entire engine. It could also be a weak fuel pump that isn't providing enough pressure. Another common issue is dirty fuel injectors. If several injectors are partially clogged, they won't spray a fine mist of fuel like they're supposed to, leading to poor combustion in multiple cylinders. Using a quality fuel injector cleaner can sometimes help, but in more severe cases, the injectors might need professional cleaning or replacement. Now, let's consider the air intake side of things. Your engine's computer, the ECU, needs to know exactly how much air is entering the engine to calculate the right amount of fuel to inject. This job is done by the mass airflow sensor, or MAF sensor. If the MAF sensor is dirty or failing, it can send incorrect data to the ECU. The ECU then commands the wrong amount of fuel, throwing the whole air-fuel ratio off and causing misfires across all cylinders. Cleaning the MAF sensor with a specialized cleaner is a quick and easy diagnostic step. Also, check for vacuum leaks. A cracked hose or a bad gasket can let unmetered air into the engine, which also messes up the air-fuel ratio and can trigger a P0300. What if you've checked all of that and you're still getting the code? There are a few less common, but more serious, possibilities. A clogged catalytic converter can create excessive back pressure in the exhaust, preventing the engine from breathing out properly, which can lead to misfires. Mechanical engine issues, like low compression due to warm piston rings or a problem with the timing chain or belt, can also be a cause. These are more complex issues that usually require more advanced diagnostic tools, like a compression tester or a professional scan tool. So, to recap your diagnostic game plan for a P0300, start with the simple and most common stuff. Inspect and replace your spark plugs and wires if they're old. Check your fuel system by looking at the fuel filter and considering a weak pump or dirty injectors. Clean your mass airflow sensor and inspect for any vacuum leaks. If the problem persists, it might be time to look at more complex areas like the catalytic converter or internal engine health. P0300 can seem intimidating because it's not specific. But by working through the potential causes logically, you can usually track down the culprit. Then, remember, driving with a constant or flashing check engine light isn't a good idea, as it can lead to more severe damage, especially to your catalytic converter. I hope this breakdown helps you diagnose that pesky P0300 code. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more car care tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.